students, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are studying well at your home in this situation and making yourself more productive. Do you remember I have given you one task that to collect information of different types of species. Have you done it? Please do it. We will discuss about it in our school classroom soon. Our today's topic is about different types of forest. Now, as you know that trees are the producer of our ecosystem. That means all animals, creatures have to depend on trees for their food. These trees together within one place can make a large or vast forest. This forest is very much important for our life. Let us learn first what are some different importance of forest in our life. First of all, forests help to prevent our biodiversity or to protect our biodiversity. That means our total ecosystem is directly dependent on the forest resources. Next part, the forest is the home of many plants, animals, birds and insects, and also many people. Their livelihood directly or indirectly depends on the forest. The forest also provide us timber, wood, fuel, food to fulfill some of our needs. Forest helps to maintain the ecological balance on the earth's surface. Forests help to control climate and as well as rainfall. As you can understand that due to excessive deforestation, now on the earth's surface the climate is changing. Even some part of the world is getting the higher temperature, which is not good for human being as well as other animals and plants. Forests help to prevent the soil erosion as well as flood. How? Because the tree's root help to grab the soil tightly. So the soil erosion will be less. And also the forest cover prevent the rainwater to fall directly on the earth's surface, so that the runoff level will be less and there will be less chances for the flood. The forest also help to maintain the oxygen level. This is the last point but not the least point, because we know that for our survival how much important oxygen is. So day by day, due to high pollution, the carbon dioxide level or some other greenhouse gases level is increasing. So who or which factor can make the balance within the earth's surface for that? That is one and only forest cover. That's why for our survival, this forest resource is very much important. Now, let us learn about some of the types of forest within India. As India covers large amount of forest in the world. Now, it is quite difficult to protect the forest or to maintain it in the proper way. That's why Indian government, state government and central government together has taken some steps to protect our forest. That's why they have taken the first step, that is to divide or to classify the forest so that easily they can control or protect the forest. So in the first category, we are going to learn about the protected forest. A protected forest is an area which is strictly protected by some rules, regulation and also constitutional protection also there, where the habitat and the resident species are legally accorded protection from further depletion. So these are the forests where different species and habitat are very much safe, and government can reduce hunting and poaching there to reduce the further depletion of these species. This kind of forest was introduced in India during the time 1927 as per Indian Forest Act. This Forest Act was implemented in India during the time of British period, that means the colonial time. Some of the examples of protected forest are like Jim Corbett National Park, present in Uttarakhand, the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, even Gulmarg Biosphere Reserve in Jammu and Kashmir. Some wildlife sanctuaries are also under the protected forest category, and the zoo, this is also under protected category. The next type is a reserve forest. The reserve forest is also very much strictly protected forest, where even the local people are also not allowed to enter in the forest without any government permission. The first step in the establishment of the state's control over forest was a demarcation between reserve and wasteland forest. The reserve forest, this forest also made as per Indian Forest Act 1927. Here are some examples of reserve forest, that is Hanuman Sagar Reserve Forest in Karnataka, Begur Reserve Forest in Kerala, Attapadi Reserve Forest, same Kerala, Solayar Reserve Forest in Kerala, and Palani Hills Forest in Tamil Nadu. Now, what kind of things we can see in protected and reserve forest? The government is telling that reserve and protected, both type of forest, are the permanent forest, where the government can also use the forest for some commercial purpose, like producing of timber, some other forest product, or sometime to produce the medicine. But one thing is very much important for that is to protection of this forest. First of all, government will provide protection. After that, they can use this forest for commercial purpose. Madhya Pradesh has the largest amount of coverage under this permanent forest category. Except that Jammu Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, these areas also have the large percentage in reserve forest category. Whereas Bihar, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, they have the percentage under the protected forest category. Except this, all northeastern state, that means Assam, Meghalaya, these states and some parts of Gujarat have a very high percentage of their forest as unclassed forest. Now about unclassed forest, we will get to know about in upcoming slides. Next, I am continuing telling that reserve and protected forest both are strictly under the control of government and also protected with high rules, law and regulation. But what are the basic difference within these two types of forest? In reserve forest, where the forest which produce commercially valuable timber and in protected forest they can produce non-commercial wood. One thing is very much vital for reserve forest, that is no pastoralist was allowed to access in the forest. That means the villagers who live near the forest, even they are also not allowed to enter in the forest for their livelihood without any government permission. But for protected forest, some customary grazing right and pastoralists were granted, but their movement severely restricted. And this protected forest also sometimes used as the tourist spot, but under the government permission. Next and last one is the unclassed forest. Which are unclassed forests? The part of the forest which are not under protected and reserve forest, these are considered as the unclassed forest. These kind of forests are under the control or taken care by government, sometimes some public sector or private sector, or sometimes the different communities. Next. Now, to protect this forest or to conserve our forest, it is not only the government's duty, it is also our duty to help the government to protect our forest. Then only we can protect our life as well as our forest for our survival. Because one thing we need to remember, what works we are doing today, if it is bad, its result will come back in the reverse way towards us. So if we are neglecting our forest resource, so soon in our near future we will be the sufferer for this fact. Friends, today we have learned about the importance of forest and their different types or categories in India. Now I am giving you one work that you make one list where you can provide some names of protected and reserve forests, not only of India, also within the world. Thank you.